Okay, write down the name of that idea and quickly sketch it. Done? Okay. Drop your pencils. Just the same combination of products, cone, wire and V pair of wheels. Okay, close your eyes and you got 2 minutes too. The third idea. Fourth idea. Try to see whether it's the best. Time up. Write down the name and again sketch the idea. Alright, we will just put it up there and each person will explain one of his best ideas out of the 4. Okay? So you select which one you want to explain to people.
One or two sketches you have got in conventional uses of that particular.
Okay.
Like for a pair of wheels, you think of a moving vehicle.
Okay.
And after like more thinking of, get them together and try to make it.
Okay. So initially somewhat familiar things come up. Then
In the initial design, objects are always separate.
separate.
Then you can like you overlap. You try to.
So over a period you start taking more freedom with the way you want to combine. Okay, what else?
It was afterwards, after the first test, observed that it's better not to think about the product and just make combinations as many as possible, and then try to see what can be turned as.
Which is a perfectly valid way of doing it. You just keep shifting product objects in the thing and suddenly it might appear like something useful and all that. It doesn't have to start from a use and come back to this. Okay, that is one. Then what else?
So I started seeing wheel and as useful objects and then put it together.
Okay, fine. So first you connected 2 of them and then we got the third one in? I couldn't follow.
So I saw a cone like a holder, I saw wheel like wheels, wire like a wire.
Okay.
And then that's how.
This is interesting. You saw means you actually suddenly visualized something that came
So
to
like
you.
I thought that cone was a conceptual holder for a tank or something.
Okay, fine. So some container being shifted or something.
So initially when I saw these objects, I saw them exactly as they were drawn in the sheet, as in the size of the object, some relative sizes, but then later I thought I should like increase or decrease the sizes or try to stretch things so that you can find more combinations.
Okay.
So I actually replaced original shapes with these shapes together in the forms.
Okay.
So trying to see that one it said wheels, but I could not visualize that it has been used for wheels. I saw them as static elements.
Quite possible.
Only towards the end when I forced myself to look at it as a wheel.
Okay, this is also important, the word force. Okay, then anything else?
I saw them as 2D form, that means permutation and combination form, and then I get to see what
Okay.
function it
So maybe you can, when you present, you show what story it was and how it came out. Okay, fine. What else?
Sometimes some forms are more dominant. So there are three objects actually, but then you take only two and you make
Okay.
a certain form out of it, and then you have to adjust the other.
Okay.
But then you kind of get used to the idea that memory is dominant and this is.
Okay.
Playing with the simple shapes, one tends to forget that one form is solid and it is three-dimensional. Then get little irritated. But in the next step, I find that one form is solid and the others are plain and linear form. If it would have been all linear, it would have been much more difficult. Maybe I don't know. I have just after this 2-3 years, I found it's a good talent. There is a combination. So a lot of actual product possibilities are there.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
You had something?
Yeah. So I never got into 2D at all. I was always seeing this as 3D, and so the attachment of wheels to the cone was quite frustrating because I didn't like the idea of like typically a cone will have not one good surface to attach wheels. So I was always thinking about how you're going to do that, and then there's always so attachment will also involve something, but we were restricted to using only 3 objects. So then the attachment was supposed to be hypothetical, that they're attached.
Okay.
That was
So somehow you, somewhat reluctance attachment. Okay. Anything else? All right, that's a good beginning. We can put up and everybody should sort of see what others have done and at least present one. But after that, do you think it will help to have one more combination as a practice, or it's too repetitive? Now you know how others have solved it. Okay, we have or no? We can have, okay. So let's have a look at it. See, major thing that has come this discussion is this use of word force. Unless you force yourself, the new idea does not come. Okay, that is the reason why maximum inventions have occurred in war. That because there was a force sitting on top of you saying you have to invent, otherwise. Okay, so the force. Now, most of the time you can't expect a war to be there. You will have to find a way of forcing to do it. Saying come out with it. That's one. Second thing that comes out very clearly is the first 1 or 2 ideas tend to be somewhat routine. Somebody said conventional and things like that. That also happens. Now, unless we are able to break away from it, I showed you how conventions seem to sort of block your ideas and all that. This is what a clear demonstration. In spite of the fact that it was a creative assignment, conventions seem to interfere quite a lot, and they form a mental block, and it doesn't let you. So sooner they realize that there is a mental block, that I'm trying to get in the way things are in the real world, you will not be able to cross that limit. Okay, so doing more ideas, more than 3, 4, 5, 6, and people have gone up to 7, 8 ideas, and you find that as you go away, you take more and more freedom. You realize, for instance, somebody there, you said probably that change of size occurred much later. Okay, that was a mental block. That they have to be of the same size. In fact, it was mentioned there that you can change the size, you can make them solid and things like that. Yeah? But this is a mental block that we have. It takes some time for you to get away from that mental block, crack it, and then go further. Now, this is also equally important aspect of it. Okay. Then there was some other discussion on. We never was first 2 ideas, 3 ideas becoming more difficult or more easy?
Easier.
It is getting to be easier, right? Because you get a practice of doing it, you realize what is expected and start doing it faster. Which means that when you come to an ideation session now, quickly get rid of conventional ideas. The best thing to get rid of conventional ideas is to draw them. Moment you draw them, you realize that you don't want them. If they are in your mind, then they keep bugging you. No, I still have that idea. I still have that idea. Best thing is to simply freeze it. I have drawn it, and moment you draw it, you dislike it. Okay, so at least that doesn't keep bugging you anymore. So you start looking for new things. So that's another important thing, and that's the reason why this exercise insists that you draw that thing so that it goes out of your mind. Otherwise, if somebody gives an exercise saying come out with 4 ideas all in your mind, very difficult, because the first idea will keep bugging you all the time. You prevent other ideas from it. To document it, it's outside your brain, and your brain is ready to think of something new. So always make sure. That's why sketching is so important for designers. You just get rid of that idea. Once that idea becomes external to you, you can criticize it, you can improve it, or do whatever. Okay. Internationally, people have done these exercises have been given even to common people, not necessarily designer. He has done it to fairly large cross section of people of different age group, etc., etc. And he found that people can come out with something like 20-25 ideas, okay, at this rate of 1.5 minutes each. Okay, that is because you are in a closed circumstance, you cannot go out, so you keep producing ideas. Now this force helps. Okay, so what we will do is we will have a look at these ideas, then maybe you can just refresh yourself with tea. We will have one more session of this where you would come out with 8 ideas, right? 2 minutes ke badle 1.5 minutes. Okay, every 1.5 minutes one new idea will come. 8 ideas are forced, right? So have a look at it. Let's have some fun looking at whatever you've done. Then we'll break and then we'll come back fresh with minimum 8 ideas are required.